श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. After enjoying Nyasa Dasakam 10 slokams and Nyasa Vimsathi series, we have covered so far 17 slokams. Today is the 18th slokam. In this DHANUR MAASAM Acharya Anugraham, we are completing Nyasa Dasakam and Nyasa Vimsathi, both the stotrams on the efficacy of Paranyasam, the doctrine of Prapatti, Sharanagati, Paranyasam, Atmanikshepam. These are all synonyms for Prapatti. 18th sloka. Atyanta kinchanoham todapa sannivritto dhyanata त्वत्सेवैकान्तधीस्यां त्वमसि शरणमित्यत्वस्यामि घाटम् त्वं मे गोपायिता स्यास्त्वयि निहितभरोऽस्य विमत्पर्तितात्मा यस्मै सन्न्यस्तभारः सकृतततु सदा न प्रयस्येत् तदर्थम्. अत्यन्त आकिञ्चन अहं त्वत्पचरणथ सन्निवृत्तोऽध्यनाथ त्वत्सेवैकान्तधीस्यां त्वमसि शरणमित्यत्यवस्यामि गाढम् त्वं मे गोपायिता स्यात् स्वयि निहितभरोऽस्य मे मित्यर्पितात्मा इत्यर्पितात्मा यस्मै स न्यस्तभारः सुकृततु सदा न प्रयस्येत् तदर्थम्. Swami mentions about the Atma Samarpanam, the Anusandhanam of Prapatti with the Angams. Swami describes, in fact, the Lord himself is the Upayam and the Upayam which was affirmed. Therefore, the true Tatparyam of human responsibility is based on his unfailing Daya, Kritakritya. So, here one needs to know that one should remember the Perumal's grace, the performance of Prapatti by the aspirant for awakening the Daya, the Kripai of Perumal. The justification for abandoning the idea of means to the pala or gaining of the object of Prapatti is as follows. So, the justification for mamata tyagam or palatyagam is the essential nature, and other factors of his jivatma and all that belongs to him is verily subservient to the Paramatma alone. So, one should renounce the kartrutvam as belonging to him, the doership, as that doership has been given to him by the Supreme Lord. This will enable him to remember for all time to come that he is only subservient and subordinate to the Supreme Lord. The performance of Prapatti by Mumukshu, the aspirant, for awakening the Daya of Perumal is verily a remote cause for the Palan. So, the Upayam or Prapatti that is performed is not the immediate cause of granting the fruit. It is the Kripai, the essential nature of Paramatma, who becomes pleased when a difficult means is practiced, becomes easily pleased when an easy way of spiritual perfection is also practiced by an Akinchanan. So, Nadaduramal has prescribed the process of Sharanagati along with the accessories as follows. From time immemorial, I have transgressed the commands of the Shastras and I have completely erred, completely trespassed against Shastras, against you. So I am born in this world again and again. Mari mari palapirappum pirande. Hereafter I will behave only agreeable to you. I shall not do anything which displeases you. I have no wherewithal to obtain you. I have nothing. Akinchanan, destitute, helpless. I have decided only you as the means. the spiritual mean, as the gati. Tvayirakshati rakshakaikimanyaihi tvaicharakshati rakshakaikimanyaihi. Vedanta Desika says in Kamasikashtakam. If you decide to protect, nobody else can stop. If you have decided not to protect, nobody else can. So you alone must be the means of attainment. You alone must protect. So in this statement, Swami Nadadu Rammal takes all the 5 angams that have been mentioned previously, for Sharanagati, the burden of protection is mentioned. So what are those 5 angams? The 5 angams is what is talked about in this sloka. The way of performing prapatti as Atma Samarpanam is talked about. This is a verse personifying, epitomizing, summarizing the prapanna's feeling of fulfillment in regard to the requirements for moksha. It kind of recapitulates the 5 components, the angams, which have qualified a mumukshu, who is the successful prapanna. Swami Desika says, now the prapatti has been accomplished and all he has to do, whatever that he has to do for salvation has been done. So the Atma Havis, the happy and auspicious Avabrita Snanam, they say in Upanishad. The Avabrita Snanam is the Snanam, is the Niratam. That is why Andal mentions always Niratam. Ippodeyamai Nirattelo Rembavai. That is the marking the culmination of great yajna of the Atma Havis oblation. The Atma which is being offered in the Agni, as mentioned in Taittiriya Upanishad, the last Anvakam. So the happy and auspicious oblation, the great yajna is talked about, Avabrita Snanam, with the 5 angams: Karpanyam, Anukulya Sankalpam, Pratikulya Varjanam, Mahavishwasam, Goptatra Varanam. Karpanyam, conscious, being helpless, utter destitute, akinchanan, for any spiritual means. Notra nonbilen nunnarivilen, Nammalvar says. Pugalondrilla adiyen. So that's the akinchanam. Akinchanaha ananya gatigi sharanya, Alavandar says. So consciousness, adiyen, does not have the shakti to perform any upayam other than prapatti, other than surrendering to you as the only means, holding on to your feet. So it's not prapatti that is performed, it is holding on to his feet as we have nothing else to hold on to. Karpanyam is the awareness of one's being an utter destitute for any spiritual attainment. Pratikulya Varjanam, adiyan will not engage in any act that will displease you, which will cause you displeasure. Pratikulya Varjanam is total absenteeism, abstention, abstaining from all shastric injunctions, all transgressions of Bhagavad Shastrams. We are staying away, complete in a meticulous manner from all offenses. Unintentionally, if done, nothing can be done. Intentionally. Anukulya Sankalpam. These are all to be followed even after performance of prapatti. Adiyan will steer mind to perform only kainkaryam that will please you, my Lord. Anukulya Sankalpam is the vow, is the pledge, is the vratam to do only those acts that are dear to Perumal Thiruvullam, Bhagavan Thiruvullam. And Bhagavan Thiruvullam can be learnt only from Acharyas, elders, Bhagavatas and Shastrams. So we need to ask if in doubt. And if you are in doubt whether it is a good deed or a bad deed, you should not do. Means once you are in doubt, that means it is bad. No question of proceeding with it. Anukulya. Then Mahavishwasa. Adiyan has firm, unconditional Vishwasa, faith that you will definitely protect me. An enduring, unshakable, unassailable faith. as the unfailing Rakshakan you are, Sarva Rakshakan you are. About 25 years back, somebody asked me, we used to meet every day, his office was across the road, and we used to meet during lunch, and he was just becoming a Sri Vaishnava and getting to know more about, and he asked, okay, you have performed Prapatti, but how sure are you that you will get moksha? I said, Perumal, as mentioned in slokams, in Sarvadharman Parityaja, in Sakradeva Prapannaya Rama as mentioned, Varaha Charma Slokam, Lord Varaham Piran as said, Acharyas have glorified these slokams and given extensive meaning to it, and my Acharya has placed my soul at the feet of Perumal, performed Bharanyasam. So, Nirbharo Nirbhayosmi, no Bharam, no Bhayam. I am completely confident that I would go. Okay, fine. If something happens and Perumal decides that, okay, Madhavakkannan should not get moksha, even though he has performed Prapatti, fine. It is I have placed the burden of my soul at his feet. Now it is his duty, his responsibility. Whatever he wants to do with me, let him do. Let it be Swargam, let it be Narakam, let it be Sri Vaikuntham, let it be any other birth, let it be 100 births. Indraga, Nalayayaga, Matrum, Nandraga, Ninnarul, Enpalade. So, Trimayashiyalva says, let it be today, let it be tomorrow, you accept me or take me, whatever. Ninnarul, Unnude Arul, Enpalade. Narana, Nan, Unnayandri Ilayan Kandai, Ni, Yennayandri Ilai. Alva says, Narana, Nan Unnayandri Ilayan Kandai. I am not there without you, I have realized. But you are also not there without me. Because Appa, father is there because there is a son, there is a child. Then only he is a father. If there is no child, he is not the father. He is there, he is Sarvarakshakan, Lord, because we are there. For being protected by him. So it's his responsibility. So he kind of enjoyed my answer that should be the attitude. So okay, he is a Satya Sankalpan, he will not go against Shastras. However, he is a Swatantran, Nirankusha Swatantran. He is independent, nobody is going to question him. If tomorrow he says, no Prapatti, no Sharanagati, if somebody has to run 10 kilometers a day for next 10 years, every day 10 kilometers without faith, then only I will give moksha. Assume, just for fun. If he says, nobody is going to say, no, you mentioned there Prapatti, you mentioned there Bhakti Yogam, why you are changing rules? He is a Nirankusha Swatantran, he is independent. But he would not do. He is a Paramakaruniko Bhagavan. He is the one who has given Shastras for us. He has made so many things. He has gifted. In fact, the Lord's concern for salvation of me, for soul of the Jivatma, is much more, in as much as he has gifted all the Shastras for the guidance of the Jivatma lost in the worldly life. Alvas, Acharyas have gone through the experience, shared with us the greatest gift which we can ill afford to miss or ignore, and endlessly result in birth and death again and again. So Vedanta Desika beautifully mentions this in Vadaraja Panchasa 31st slokam. It says, is so appealing and complete in conveying the message of Prapatti, being the only sovereign path. O Varada, you are the permanent causeway, you are the permanent expressway, causeway, the means of attaining yourself for those who are not able to secure the boat of Bhakti Yoga. Reach the other shore of ocean of worldly existence. So the samsara sagaram can be crossed by using the boat of Bhakti Yoga. But we don't have that boat, we are not able to secure. But he is the highway, expressway, the bridge across the ocean of samsara. Also Tirpavai Vanga Kadal Kadainda, Vangam means kappal. He is the big ship. We can go on a cruise, beautifully captained by our Lord Sriman Narayana on behalf of the small boat of Bhakti Yoga. So even in the Brahma Sutram, there is a distinct reference to the Purusha Vidya occurring in the last Anvaka of Taittiriya Narayana Upanishad. Yadasnati yat pibati means the whole life of a prapanna, inclusive of drinking, eating, as a sacrificial yajna. So both the commentaries of Shankaracharya and Ramanuja say that this Vidya is an angam of Nyasa Vidya, Prapatti. The Atma Havis is to be offered to Brahman with the Vasuranya mantra and the utterance of Pranavam, and which stresses the Seshtatvam of the Jivatma, the eternal servitude of the Jivatma. Ramanuja in Sharanagati Gadyam describes Sharanagati as Paramartiki Bhagavat Charanaravindha Yugalai, Paramartiki, and Yatavastita, and continuing during the whole life without any cessation, without any stop. Means he has evidently Nyasa Vidya in mind. Pillailokacharya also mentions the import of every word of this Purusha Vidya Anvakam of Narayana Upanishad, Taittiriya Narayana Upanishad, in his Tani Charama Ragasya, as showing the wholly dedicated life as an angam of Sharanagati Vidya, the significance of Prapatti as he mentions. So the Sharanagati, even in the 4th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, 24th slokam, the Lord's message to Arjuna is the act of surrender of the self is an offering into the fire of Brahman. Brahman is the Havis, the oblation offered. Brahman is the fire into which Brahman makes the offering, the Jivatma. The goal to be reached is Brahman itself. The giver is Brahman, the Doni is the Brahman, the soul given is Brahman, the act of giving is Brahman. The contemplation of Brahman in this fashion in all acts is the means to attain the goal. Nothing is mine, nothing belongs to me. My act of Sharanagati is not mine but his. If Brahman is all, Brahman must be I, like Aham Brahmasmi. The offered Havis, it's not a case of my offering what is mine, it was originally his. I took from him, but of his taking what is his originally. So even the wise, so the Prapatti is talking about the 5 angams. So Alavandar offers whatever is his, denoted by I and mine, at the lotus feet of the Lord. And immediately Alavandar explains, oh Lord, whatever I have, whatever I am, all these, they are verily yours. Or what shall I offer you, O Madhava, being awakened to the consciousness that all these are your own property. In 52nd and 53rd slokam of Sri Stotra Ratnam, he mentions this. He says, whatever I have surrendered was originally belonging to you. And I have magnanimously surrendered to you, and you have happily accepted it as if it belongs to me, and you have taken it. Originally it belonged to you only. So beautifully Prapatti is talked about. So the doctrine of surrender, the underlying explicit message of Shruti, Smriti, Samhitai, Thiruvaimozhi, stressed implicitly even in Brahma Sutras, and beautifully explained in Charma Sloka 18, chapter 66 slokam, both as an angam of Prapatti Yogam as well as the independent Upayam as Prapatti, beautifully, graphically mentioned in Alavanda Stotram, also mentioned in Sharanagati Gadya, excellently analyzed by Vedanta Desika in works like Ragasya Trayasaram, Ragasya Grantham, Abhaya Pradana Saram, Tatparya Chantrikai, Nikshepa Raksha, stotras like Nyasa Dasakam, which we enjoyed, Nyasa Vimsathi, which we are enjoying, Nyasa Tilakam, the 32 slokas on Nyasam, Sharanagati Deepika, Adaikalapatte, to mention only a few. There are very many he has talked about in Prapatti. Bhakti and Prapatti are only particular forms of Jnana or knowledge. The statement that liberation is secured through Jnanat Mukti is applicable both to Bhakti and Prapatti. These two are the only two alternate ways of upayam. Prapatti may be adopted as a preliminary way of approaching the Lord for performance of Bhakti Yogam, as we saw, as an Angam, but Prapatti as an Angi for those who are unable to perform Karma Jnana Bhakti Yogam. Prapatti is adopted as a direct means of securing God's grace and attaining moksha. That's what is beautifully analyzed in this. So, Goptritra Varnam, Adiyan has chosen you to be my protector through adopting the upayam of Prapatti. So, above 5 Angams, Karpanyam, Pratikulyam, Anukulyam, Mahavishwasam and Goptritra Varnam, which is rendering the ritual through an Acharya, Goptritra Varnam, with a clear spelt appeal, reposal, prayer that the Lord Sriyapati will save and give him salvation. All these 5 Angams are united with Atma Nikshepam as Angam, Angi. For these 5 Angams with the Angi, which is Atma Nikshepam, it states that the Jivatma, the Chetanan, has surrendered the burden of protecting the soul and placed its Swarupam at the sacred feet of the Lord. The Prapannan, who has performed Sharanagati, now has to perform Sharanagati for Moksham only once. Prapatti is different from Bhakti Yoga, which needs practicing until the fruit is obtained, continuously practiced Bhakti Yoga. Whereas here, Sagrudeva Prapannaya Tavasmi Dicha Yachate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo Dadami Yetat Pratam Mama, says Rama in the seashore in front of Vibhishana. Sakrit, once, if somebody has come to me, performed Sharanagati, Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo, for any Jantu I grant Abhayam if they surrender to me once. Dadami, I grant them Abhayam, Dadami, Yetat Vratam Mama, it is my Vratam. He says, that's why he is a Dharmo Vigrahavan Adharma Virasi Dhanvita Tanvitanaha, Swami Desikan says in Dasavatara Stotram. That means Bhakti Yogam will take much longer to yield the desired palan of moksham compared to Prapatti Yogam, which at the end of present time of life itself, Yetad Dehavasane Mam Tutpadam Prapayesh. So that's the beauty of Prapatti. And hence here it is to be concluded that the imperative for the Jivatman to surrender the burden of his protection to Perumal. It's justified that Lord bears the burden of protection of the Jivatma, who has completely surrendered unto him. Then we don't have to worry about that at all. So the Lord is the protector of all, and those that have entrusted the burden of their protection to Perumal will be relieved of all cares and worries. If we worry, that means we did not place in full faith, and it would develop the more and more will we read such wonderful commentaries, Vyakhyanams, and listen to great erudite scholars giving the discourses on such issues. Adiyan, Dhanyosmi, Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline, Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.